For decades, Bill Murray has been Hollywood's beloved eccentric, a deadpan comedy legend whose random appearances at college parties, photobombing of engagement shoots, and unpredictable public antics have created an almost mythical reputation. His quirky off-screen persona seemed to perfectly complement his on-screen roles, making him one of the rare celebrities both admired for his talent and genuinely adored for his personality. But behind that carefully cultivated image of charming spontaneity lurks a much darker reality. Recent developments are forcing Hollywood and fans alike to reassess Murray's behavior, transforming him from comedy's lovable rebel into something far more concerning. The Being Mortal Incident. In April 2022, production on Being Mortal, a $35 million film directed by Aziz Ansari and starring Murray alongside Seth Rogen, came to an abrupt halt. A female crew member filed a formal complaint alleging inappropriate behavior on set. According to reporting by People and other outlets, Murray allegedly kissed the much younger production assistant while both were wearing masks for COVID protocols, positioned himself too closely, and engaged in other unwanted physical contact. Searchlight Pictures, owned by Disney, immediately suspended filming. 3 years later, Being Mortal remains in limbo, effectively cancelled. A rare move for a studio to abandon a project of that scale, signaling the seriousness of the allegations. Murray reportedly reached a settlement with the woman for around $100,000, accompanied by a non-disclosure agreement. The incident revealed a troubling gap between Murray's public persona and his off-screen conduct. A workplace harassment expert noted that confronting someone of Murray's stature takes extraordinary courage, highlighting the gravity of the complaint. Murray's response. In a January 2025 interview with The Guardian, Murray described the incident as something I thought was funny, framing himself as a victim of changing social standards rather than acknowledging the impact on the woman. He admitted that he had done this kind of thing before and that it used to get laughs, suggesting a pattern of behavior normalized over decades. Experts observed that his framing, emphasizing intent over effect and his own discomfort, reflects a troubling misunderstanding of consent. He failed to issue a direct apology to the woman, further underscoring a disconnect from the seriousness of workplace harassment. Public incidents and viral backlash. In early 2025, 2 public incidents further complicated Murray's image. At a Broadway performance of Death of a Salesman, Murray aggressively confronted a theater-goer allegedly taking photos, creating a tense scene caught on cell phone video. 3 weeks later, on The Tonight Show, Murray forcibly kissed actress Naomi Watts during a green room interaction, again captured from multiple angles. Watts later addressed the incident indirectly, emphasizing that consent matters, always, everywhere, with everyone. Social media erupted. Hashtags like Edie Bill Murray, Eyes Over Party trended briefly, signaling a cultural turning point for a performer previously insulated from such scrutiny. Long-standing patterns of difficult behavior. These recent incidents align with decades of reported on-set conflicts. Director Harold Ramis described Murray's behavior on Groundhog Day as irrational and mean, requiring a bodyguard to mediate. Richard Dreyfuss recalled Murray throwing an ashtray at him on What About Bob? Lucy Liu described verbal harassment during Charlie's Angels, while director P.J. Hogan shared that Murray demanded wardrobe staff be fired without cause on My Best Friend's Wedding. Many of these stories, long framed as eccentricity or artistic temperament, now reveal a consistent pattern of bullying, boundary violations, and misuse of power. The entertainment industry historically tolerated this behavior, framing it as Bill being Bill, which allowed it to persist for decades. The gendered power dynamic. Multiple women, production assistants, makeup artists, and junior staff have recounted anonymous experiences of unwanted advances and inappropriate physical contact. Experts highlight a clear pattern. Murray used his celebrity and authority to create situations where women faced a career-risking choice between tolerating harassment or objecting. His defense of "it was just a joke" minimized the harm, while reinforcing systemic imbalances in Hollywood workplaces. The no-agent strategy: Murray has long operated without an agent or manager, maintaining only an attorney and a toll-free number. While this has been framed as eccentric independence, industry insiders suggest it functioned as a shield against accountability. Without representatives to communicate concerns about conduct, productions had limited recourse, enabling problematic behavior to continue unchecked. Hollywood reckons the industry is now confronting decades of overlooked behavior. Some collaborators, like Scarlett Johansson, have publicly acknowledged the seriousness of Murray's actions. Others speak privately, highlighting a long history of difficulties that were excused or minimized. Projects once designed around Murray are quietly being reconfigured, reflecting studios' reassessment of risk. Bill Murray's case is a cautionary tale of how celebrity, power, and tolerance for eccentricity can mask misconduct. The myth of the lovable, unpredictable icon is colliding with the reality of decades of behavior that harmed colleagues and blurred professional boundaries. Hollywood and the public are finally reckoning with the full scope of his actions. And the question remains: can charm and talent ever fully excuse a legacy of misconduct?